Like, I'm a white Christian male in America, and I can't fart in one direction without offending at least 3 people.
Absolutely.
Hey, hang on a minute now. We're going to get into this white privilege stuff, me sitting between 3 white guys.
It's a Wonder Bread convention.
I know, exactly.
Actually, I didn't define why I have these glasses on. My name is Josh. I have my master's in gender studies, and I don't have a job because I choose to, not because I have a stupid-ass degree.
Right.
And I'm a beta male, so I'll be playing devil's advocate on certain things in a parody way.
And I'm Brad. I actually went to college for art and dropped out of my own free will, not working at a coffee shop.
And you are what?
I'm Tim, and I jumped the border yesterday, and I'm coming in to do this show with you guys.
That explains the tan.
But the one thing I don't understand, though, is the fact that I jumped the border but had to swim a long way. I'm actually Asian as well.
Right, that's what I was wondering.
So
it wasn't a legitimate jump the line type
Which
thing.
border did you jump?
Oh, exactly. I swam in through the Pacific. You know how it goes. But no, it's a rough society that we live in, guys. You got to live. I grew up in the South. The South, I'm a double standard here, boys. I got slanted eyes, and I talk with a Southern drawl.
Right.
So as much as my eyes are slanted, my language slips.
I bet you someone up from North sees you.
Exactly.
What the hell is that?
Exactly. They hear me talking. It's like, whoa.
And I'm Catholic.
I was about to ask that guy to do my homework. And
so you know how many jokes I get? Oh, you're from Louisiana, and your family's Catholic.
And I'm the legitimate hippie from the 60s.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Right?
Still got his long hair. Hanging on to what's left.
Hey, it's what we call the ultimate comb over.
Oh, I hear you. But when I look at the whole picture, Josh, and when we decided to talk about this subject tonight, every morning, and I tell this, I'm sarcastic, but I'm not to a certain extent as well. Because I wake up in the middle of the night or wake up first thing in the morning, the first thing I think about is how can I off my white self so I can be more Asian?
Right.
Because I'm half white.
Right.
My dad's white. My mom's, she's Korean. And I think about it, I'm like, the world wants me to kill myself, you know, or at least half myself. At least y'all just get to commit suicide direct. I have to decide what part's Asian today.
At least you have that choice.
Right.
Like, what do y'all, but for real, if we'll go with white male privilege. Did you know some colleges are making students sign, white college students sign an acknowledgement of their white privilege?
Are you
legitimate?
Serious? I can remember this, and I'll tell you, and this is another story on me, and I hate to take up all the limelight on this, but a lady called me one day doing a survey, and she asked me, "What ethnicity are you?" I said, well, all of the above.
Right.
Because
I'm a Heinz 57.
Exactly. I said, at least for me, though, and I grew up in the South, so I used to tell the guys all this all the time, at least I know my tree forks at least once. It went clean across the ocean to pick up at least the other side. So, with that being said, I said, I'm white, but I'm also Asian. But I've never been able to check both boxes.
Right.
Well, you can check all the boxes now. And I'm like, y'all are retarded. It doesn't matter what you are.
Don't give someone that much power. I can check all the boxes.
Right.
Exactly.
It's all about how you identify today.
You think that's bad? My daughter, she's 15 months old. It's going to be crazy when she gets to school because of the fact that she gets to mark that she's quarter Korean, quarter English, quarter Native American, and quarter Irish.
Right.
My wife is a Native American Irish that's split right down the middle. Redhead, and my daughter's going to be redheaded with slanted eyes. We got a unicorn, boys. I'm just telling you right now. It's the funniest thing ever.
Make a wish when you see her.
Exactly.
Right.
Everybody wants to pet her head, you know, like she's some kind of dog or something, you know.
It's like that time you're riding down the road and you see that car in front of you. It's got one Alabama sticker and one Auburn sticker. And you're like, okay, there's some confusion going on.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, I'm that, too, at my household, too.
Right.
We're a divided family, too. So I'm all screwed up. Man, I embrace my muddism.
Absolutely.
Okay, I do. And I hope that you got, and if you look into your life and you look into your back history of how your families are, we're all mutts.
Wouldn't you rather be a mutt than a purebred, though?
Oh, yeah. I mean, come on. I mean, I think they say the only purebreds left are Indians. Like
That's
true,
probably.
like
Absolutely.
And I'm fixing to go way away from not true Native American. I'm fixing to go straight, not Indians. I'm talking red dots.
Right.
I'm talking. They really say that. They think that is the reason is
purest race out there.
because
Right.
there's so much inbreeding.
Right.
That's the only reason it stays that way.
Well, they
So
choose
can the
that.
same can be said about Alabama.
Right.
Oh.
Well, when we had that discussion the other night where we say Uncle Dad and that Mom.
They're gonna get it now.
We're from
Welcome to the
Louisiana,
South.
my good friend. We
I
can't
didn't
say
say-
anything.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. There's only one reason that Louisiana's there to
To
make
help
Mississippi
us.
feel better about themselves.
But hey, we're also
And we all know why
number
Mississippi's
4
there.
on the highest of STDs. So
Oh,
you
there
gotta
you
give
go.
us that.
Number 4 on that.
Welcome to the South.
All right,
Yeah.
let's try to grade back to the white male privilege. Real or
So
not?
obviously we can tell it's a thing.
Is it real or not?
Yeah.
No,
You know,
we're not talking about your daily life. I want to know about society and societal constructs.
one of my questions when it comes to that topic is this something that is regionalized, where it's more prevalent in a certain region than it is in other places? Example, you and I had a conversation earlier about where you feel like you had actually experienced a little bit of the white male privilege.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about what we talked about.
At an older job, I've just depending on what I've worn that day, I could be treated in higher standards almost than some other coworkers of mine who are not white male. And I will visually see that, and it will bother me because I won't see how they're treated when I'm not there.
Right.
So when I hear about this, I was like, they were actually all pleasant to me. Never had an issue. And it's upsetting.
It can be, and again,
We'll hug it out later.
All
Okay?
right.
yeah,
We'll be okay.
we'll have a group hug.
My bad.
Well,
So-
going
By that
back
trash
to,
can you brought in here.
Yes, absolutely.
well, going back to that, is there more to it though? Are you more personal, or do you
We all
interact?
just met these people.
Hold up.
No, I'm saying, but
I want to jump in the middle of this before. Is the man that showed this white male privilege to you a white male?
Yeah, good question.
that is a good point. He is
It's
it.
been so long ago.
Or could it have been the fact that
The other one's
you
an
put a
asshole.
collared shirt on and you were nice and you said hello and you
That's
shook
what I was
her hand
meaning.
with a great sturdy handshake and it became
You blew
that-
him. Like,
yeah,
what all is
Now-
involved here?
That was Louisiana.
Okay.
Oh,
No,
okay.
Different guy.
Different,
Sorry.
different me.
Okay, different guy.
As you
sorry.
can tell,
The
I'm
things
in
you'll do for-
Alabama now.
I
the
know,
things
I
you'll
love
do
it
for
here.
crawdads.
Right.
Crawdad
crayfish.
is a crawdaddy.
Depends on where you're from.
No, but on the seriousness,
There's but yeah, like you just said, was he a white male? There's so many different variables that can contribute to the situation.
Sure.
well, everyone's gonna have a situation.
Yeah.
Everyone can claim something, but I'm saying as a whole,
I think
it's
it's
almost the fact that we've acknowledged maybe there's a white male privilege. It's became almost the opposite due to affirmative action, and yes, there might be some other things, but like he said, if you give a firm handshake, you look them eye to eye, you're dressed to the nines,
Sure.
you're respectful, yes sir, no sir, that's going to play part.
Is that white male privilege that the guy goes, yes, you're hired? I absolutely think not.
no.
But, and on the other
Because you
spin of
portray
that,
yourself as an intelligent, educated person.
It goes either way.
Right.
yep. You don't know how many people come up to me daily and go, hey, can you fix my phone? I said, why? Because I'm Asian?
Don't you work for Samsung?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
I dropped this in
Right.
the toilet. Can you fix it? Yeah, I got some rice at home. We'll dry it out for you, man.
Yeah, I've been having issues with my phone.
But that's funny that you mentioned that, though, because we are in a society today that seems like it's so predisposed to a particular race or a particular, we're so quick to judge everybody. And unfortunately, and this is something that, part of the discussion, when you start looking, I think we're all, a lot of social media gives us the idea of what we should think, okay? And I think that's part of the problem today is so many people don't think for themselves. And again, we're so quick to put people into that particular group of, and it doesn't matter whether we're talking about white males or Asians or a religious aspect, and unfortunately, it's become such a thing. We were talking about divisiveness in this country earlier, okay? That I think that's one of the things that's actually pushing that is the fact that we don't see things for what they are.
Yeah, and we don't. And another thing that drives me crazy is with these that are trying to, I guess, comfort to cushion the blow of the fact that let me just give you an instance. A guy came up to me and he's like, "Hey man, you want to go to lunch today?" I'm like, "Yeah, we'll go to lunch." Well, where would you like to go? And he's like, "I don't really want to pick. Where do you want to pick?" And I said, "No, man, go ahead and pick." It's like, there's this cool Asian bistro down the road. I'm like, man, just because I'm Asian don't mean I don't want no gravy and biscuit and some hash brown, you know.
Take me to the fried
So I
chicken.
take it to a whole different spin on that too. That people are trying to be so easy about it that they
trying to overcompensate.
Overcompensating.
Trying to cater to what they think you would like the most.
Exactly, and
I'd love some sushi right now. How about you guys?
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
us white folks love sushi.
We all like sushi.
Thank you for your contributions. To
and
Right.
we've done it too. You know, hey, I've got a black friend.
Yeah, absolutely. We don't pretend
I'm
not racist because I got a black
Right.
friend. I'm telling you, the guy, and seriously, I'm telling you the truth on this. My roommate in college was a black guy. He was the least hood, if that's what people put him into that category. Right. He was the least hood person I've ever met in my life. You know what I'm talking about.
I don't know him, but I know.
You know that group.
Everybody knows those people, sure.
But
Kadarius.
Absolutely.
Oh, yes.
Absolutely.
I'm blacker than Kadarius.
By far.
So, you know, you put people into this, that you pigeonhole them into these groups and think they're going to be these groups of people. Look, I never look at color, and I'm being serious. I'm telling you guys right here today.
Absolutely.
I never look at color, but I dang sure look at the way they dress, the way they act, the tattoos they got, showing in public.
Presentation.
But their presentation in front of me.
Absolutely.
Because I work in a business where people have to be in front of people daily. And if you're in front of people daily in my world, then you need to be respectful and you need to look the part. Because if you don't look the part, then we got an issue.
Absolutely. I agree completely.
Right. That's when it comes down to stereotypes. If you're going to bitch about stereotypes,
don't enforce it.
Then why are you not getting angry when you see, pick a group, see someone in your group doing the exact same thing, proving that stereotype right? There's stereotypes in every race.
Sure.
And it blows my mind. Like, why you get mad at me when you see this?
And then you do have the few people who do call them out on it. He's like, hey, we're trying to do this movement. You're contradicting everything we're trying to do.
And I'll tell you another part that I don't like, and this is on the other spin of it, is these groups of people coming together and forming their own little cliques. Like all the Asian kids hanging out, all the white kids, all the black kids. Nuts? So if you're going to be that way, guess what? You're probably going to be that stereotype.
Right.
I was the oddball. In high school, man, I was the only colored kid in my school. I went to Sand Mountain, Alabama. You look up Sand Mountain, Alabama, there's two things you'll be known for. I never heard of that. There's white folks.
And fixing cars.
And, there's fixing cars.
Yeah,
three things now.
Fixing cars.
The third thing is even worse. And
Bondo Hill.
No, Meth Mountain.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, because now we're Meth Mountain, okay? Right. So, basically, there were in my area when I grew up in the late 90s, early 2000s, there were no black folk, really. Right. I was the only half kid. In other words, the only half yellow kid. Everybody called me a banana, yellow on the outside, white in the middle. But that's just how I grew up. I didn't know any different. I grew up on a farm. Right. I talked with a southern drawl. But my thing is when you see these groups like Dearborn, Michigan, where it's predominantly Muslim groups, and they stay in their Muslim little groups, and then and everybody else is getting run out. My town now, where the Hispanics are moving in. They're not assimilating. They're not wanting to be Americans. They're not wanting to be grouped together. They're wanting to be their own little section, their own little dialect, onto their own. So when I say that, I want everybody to just get along.
I don't think we can wait after to hug.